Hey guys, Franchise here with Franchise80s.com. Thank you very much for joining me on another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about a very rare and mysterious figure made by Mattel for the Masters of the Universe toy line. And he is nicknamed the Wonder Bread He-Man. Some people call him the Savage He-Man or the Conan He-Man. Nobody really knows where this action figure actually came from. Everybody has their myths and beliefs of how people acquired this action figure. Mattel doesn't have an official statement on it, but the character is of Wondar, and that is He-Man of the future in the Masters of the Universe storyline. And this figure was a lot of people believe this figure was released through a promotion through Wonder Bread, where on the back of some of the Wonder Bread packages you could send away for this figure by sending in a certain amount of money and the proofs of purchase from the Wonder Bread, and then you would get this as a special mail away promotion. So people believe that this is somehow a mail away promotion, period, because Mattel never released this figure on store shelves. So it was either that, or people believe it was part of a buy three get one free promotion by a toy company back east that was contracting through Mattel. But nobody really knows for sure. The only thing that's for sure is that people had this action figure when they were younger, and when it was released in the mid to early 80s, right after the big boom of the Masters of the Universe toy line at the height of its popularity. But it was a very, very short release, and there's not very many of them out there, and it wasn't a very big promotion. So most people have no idea about this figure, or don't know where it came from. All they know now is it's very sought after for the Masters of the Universe collectors. They go crazy for this figure. They pay a lot of money. This action figure goes for about anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000 on eBay or other internet websites. And a lot of people believe that some people believe that this figure doesn't even exist because they've never seen it, but it does. You can go on the internet and you can see it for sale for a lot of money. So it's a pretty incredible figure. I actually have one. I'll show you my my Wonder Bread He-Man right here. Now, I got it through another collector when I had a booth at Franchise80s. I never sent away for this. And I got this maybe about 3 or 4 years ago when I had my booth at Frank's, and I was able to get it authenticated by one of the representatives that used to work for Mattel. He had a booth there as well at Franchise80s, and he was able to authenticate it for me before I purchased it. And it's a pretty amazing figure to have as part of my collection because it's very rare, and the mystery and the story behind it is kind of cool. So a little bit more about this figure. First off, I wanted to give you a little brief history of the Mattel toy line. The toy line of the Masters of the Universe toy line was created pretty much out of necessity for Mattel. Back in the early 80s, Mattel decided to pass on the Star Wars toy line. George Lucas came to them and promoted the Star Wars toy line before the movie came out, but they had no faith in the movie. They didn't think it was going to do very well, so they passed on the Star Wars toy line, and like most other toy companies did. And the small company called Kenner, decided to take a chance on it, and they had the most popular and best-selling toy line in the 80s with Star Wars. So all these other companies scrambled to come up with something. So Mattel pretty much invented He-Man and the Masters of the Universe out of necessity. And it paid off for them because it became a huge, huge sensation. And it's still popular today. And so it's pretty incredible, the whole story of this toy line, because actually this is one of the very first toy lines that the toy came out without a movie or a comic book backing it. It came out first. The toy came out first, and to promote the toy, they pretty much created or invented a comic book line and a cartoon show for this toy. And the cartoon became overwhelmingly popular. The Filmation's Masters of the Universe He-Man cartoon series is very, very popular, and that made this toy extremely popular. And so it was definitely a hit. So right at the height of the popularity of the Masters of the Universe toy line, Mattel was sued by Conan Properties Incorporated. They were the creators of Conan the Barbarian. The lawsuit indicated that Mattel was infringing on the likeness of Conan the Barbarian, and so this lawsuit lasted about 5 years, with Mattel coming out on top. They won the lawsuit, and Masters of the Universe toys were still able to be created, and Mattel was able to profit off of them, and they became even more popular after that. And they've had a huge success with this toy line. And the toys that were the most popular back in the 80s were a lot of the promotional action figures. Star Wars had a bunch of promotional action figures, and so Master of the Universe wanted to capitalize on those. So this promotion was created, but for some reason it wasn't advertised as good as some of the other promotions, or it fell through. Nobody really knows what happened exactly. Everybody has their different version of the story, but long story short, it made this figure very elusive and very rare because it was very limited quantities that got out. And just like any other action figure that we know, from the rocket firing Boba Fett that was never even released, to the Greatest American Hero, Ralph Hinckley figure, anything that has a short run is going to be overwhelmingly popular and expensive, because the supply and demand, again, the supply is way greater than, or the demand is way greater than the supply. So this figure is definitely in the line of holy grail action figures. This is one of the holy grails for Masters of the Universe and the He-Man toy line, and call them what you will, whether it would be Savage He-Man, or the character's official name, which is Wundar, or its most famous name, which is what most collectors call this action figure, and is called the Wonder Bread He-Man. So whatever you call him, the one thing that's known about him is that he's very, very rare, mysterious, and very expensive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I was able to give you some information on this great action figure, and got to show you my Wonder Bread He-Man, which is an awesome part of my Masters of the Universe collection. I don't have a huge Masters of the Universe collection, but I do have some key pieces. This is one of them. The original He-Man's another, Skeletor, and then Castle Grayskull, which is a really cool looking toy. So I'll probably do a video on Castle Grayskull a little bit later in the future. So please check out my other videos, and stay tuned for more great content. I'm trying to bring you guys videos every single week, so it's important you guys hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell, because that'll help you keep up with all the content that I'm providing here on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much for supporting me. I recently hit over 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys next time on another great video. Thank you.